Right then, welcome back to the channel. Stephen Howson, 5 strikers United should be looking to sign, because I don't know if you heard the news, but United need a striker. Yeah, anyway, we need a striker. So here's 5 options that United can look at. Number 1, we talked about him in the summer and nobody listened. And actually, his record since we spoke about him in the summer has been significantly better than it was after we did the scouting on him. But number 1, Goncalo Ramos, Benfica, 21 years of age. He started this season on fire. He's got 14 goals in 21 appearances. He's got a World Cup hat-trick in the knockouts. He's got the stature and the build to hold off defenders. He's physical enough to lead the line on his own. He is an all-round striker. In the summer, we talked about how he's got that knack of just sort of hitting the ball at weird sort of tempo. And a couple of people have sort of picked up on that since the video. I like he just sort of goes about his business with a bit of a quality around him. He's become deadly in the area. His movement in the box is predatory. He's a very strong header of the ball. He scores a lot of goals that way. He hits the ball well off both sides. He hits a lot of shots first time, which doesn't allow keepers to sort of be ready and set. And his movement in and out of the box is top. Another aspect of his game is the defensive contribution, and not a lot of people have talked about that side of his game just yet, but he is extremely effective at winning the ball back for his team. He's very clever, very disciplined in how he presses and hunts the ball down, and his quickness, his alertness, his defensive work rate, all combined to make him a real prospect. And at 21 years of age, this might be the time to get him, because if he moves from Benfica to somewhere else now, you might be looking at 80, 90, 100 million. You could get him out of Benfica for probably not quite half that, but you could have got him for peanuts in the summer. You fucked it. Now you're going to have to pay a load of money, but you still might get 40, 50, 60 sort of range. Maybe, I would think. Number 2 on the list is Vlahovic, Juventus. Again, still young, 22 years of age. One of the first striking elements of Vlahovic is his size. He is an absolute door. He is 6'3". He stands literal head and shoulders above others, and especially a lot of defenders. And just because he's an imposing figure doesn't make him like the big man up top. Can he just hold it off? Has he got a big nod? Like, he's not like that. And a bit like Giroud, Lukaku, Cavani, he is effective when it comes to direct football, but he isn't confined to just direct football. He is potent and clinical in the penalty box. He has got presence, and he is a devastating finisher. For a striker that's that big, his movement is surprisingly fluid and surprisingly athletic looking. Very skilled at timing his runs and staying on side, and uses that to his advantage in a big way. Dynamite in his left foot. 7 goals, 2 assists in 15 this season in a notoriously low-scoring league in Italy. With Juventus' situation looking, I mean, I could call it dire, but I don't know if dire is the right word. It's fucked up, innit, what's going on at Juventus. And the fallout could be devastating for the club, but someone's going to benefit from it. Might as well be United. We might as well get in the mix and try and bring in whoever we can, finish off the bits that we need. Vlahovic is made for the Premier League, and I think he's made for Ten Hag's system. I don't know what's going to happen with his price or any of that sort of stuff. I'd just get him. Is it an option? Okay, can we get him? Okay, cool. Number 3, Marcus Thuram, Borussia Mönchengladbach, which is one of my favourite words of saying. 25 years old, a little bit older than the other 2 that we spoke about so far. Movement, though, can we talk about the movement? Movement is a piss take. You try tracking this guy. The pace, the explosion, very often just too quick and too clever for his opponents. Holds the ball up well, doesn't get drawn in towards the play a lot, but sort of does his own thing, stays off, stays elusive. The sort of player that would absolutely give Harry Maguire nightmares, because he wouldn't have a clue where he is. Very, very clever off the ball. Knows when it's time to play up against the defender, or when it's just time to pull off, draw them out a little bit, make some space in behind, and then get his ass in behind there after him. Another one that's 6'3", naturally poses a significant threat from any aerial balls and crosses, and is a lot more of an outlet when it comes to having to go a little bit directer at times. Strong focal point, but very versatile and not a typical bruiser of a number 9. Another one having a mega season, 13 goals, 4 assists in 17 games. So goal or an assist every single game. You can't ask for more than that out of your striker. He is a a great teammate because he just runs all day long. The work rate is unquestionable, and he wouldn't necessarily cost a premium either. And I think he'd be very, very good at United. Number 4, Aleksandar Mitrovic from Fulham, 28 years of age, well known for his aerial ability in the box. Because of his strength and his height, what's less acknowledged about Mitrovic is the movement and the intelligence, and he opens up opportunities to score because of those things. Very, very often. Done it in the Championship to an unbelievable level, doing it in the Premier League to a level that people didn't know if he had in him. Very underrated 1v1 dribbling and ball carrying skills. A master at holding the ball up, clinical finisher both sides, plays with an edge and an attitude where I can see him being a cult hero at United. I think we would love him at United. I think he would go hand in hand with what we're trying to do. And sometimes that sort of attitude, a bit like the way Martinez has come in and the way he plays, not just the level of performance, but the way he goes about playing draws you to him and you go, fucking love him. Mitrovic has got that sort of vibe going on as well, where he would play for you and he would score goals, he would involve others, but there's a way he goes about doing it where you'd probably like, oh, fucking love him. He's got 9 goals in 12 this season in an ordinary side, and they're way higher up in the table only because of him and Andreas Pereira, but we'll probably not talk about it too much. But him, mostly him. I think you bring him to United, you get the pace that's United have got playing off him. Oh, I think he'd do bits, and I don't think he would cost the earth either. And then finally, Jonathan David, another 22-year-old at Lille, below par World Cup campaign, I would think. He's probably going to go away disappointed. Not just him, but the whole of Canada has to be a bit disappointed with how they performed, I would say, at this one. But that might make him a little bit cheaper, and I wouldn't judge someone's entire body of work that they've done so far on the back of a slightly underwhelming month, 2 weeks at the World Cup. He is more of a typical fox in the box style forward compared to the others, but he has got blistering pace, top level off the ball movement, 9 goals, 3 assists in 15 games this season at Lille. Shouldn't have a problem transitioning to the English league because I think he is a mad physical specimen. I think his game is a very hustle and bustle sort of game anyway. I think everything he does, I think suits English football. I really do. He's very versatile, clinical finisher, scores a massive variety of goals, does every single thing that you want from a striker. He can go with power, he can go with accuracy. He scores with both feet, which makes him a mad asset as well, because you see often strikers shuttled over to their weaker side a little bit. You ain't doing that with him. He's got a bit of a combination of physical and technical ability that will see him get a big move. So that's my 5. If you like that, subscribe. And if you've already done that, go check out the vlogs from Qatar. They've been getting a pretty good reception. If you've not seen any of them yet, just go see them and see what you think. And if you have seen them, let me know what you think. As always, appreciate getting the feedback. So cheers. Let me know if you agree with any of that 5 on that list. Do you think any of them are possible on that list? I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.